The joke started innocently enough. We were at a dinner party, the kind filled with stiff conversations, forced laughter, and lukewarm wine served in chipped glasses. The dining room buzzed with shallow chatter, a blur of clinking cutlery and overused anecdotes. In the middle of it all, Miriam leaned close to me, her perfume, soft jasmine and something sweet I could never name, wrapping around me like a comfort blanket I didn't know I'd soon outgrow. "I have a secret," she whispered, her breath warm against my ear, her tone playful, eyes sparkling with a mischief that once thrilled me. I chuckled, falling into the rhythm we'd perfected over a decade. "Oh yeah, you finally admitting you stole the last cookie." She giggled, a sound I usually treasured. It reminded me of our early years, of lazy mornings and spontaneous road trips. But this time there was something else behind it. Something distant. A flicker of something I couldn't quite place. Not warmth, but concealment. Then she said it. "Maybe I have a secret admirer." She winked, teasing, or at least pretending to be. A chill slipped down my spine, subtle enough to dismiss. And I did. First. Over the following weeks, the secret joke continued. Little comments slipped in with ease. "Maybe my admirer sent this," she'd say, lifting a coffee cup with a knowing smile. Or, "Guess who texted me again?" Followed by a coy shrug when I asked who. I'd laugh, but each time the unease grew. I told myself it was just her being playful, trying to spice up our routine. But then came the late nights at work. Miriam had never been one to stay past 6. She valued her evenings, her routine. Now she was coming home at 9. Sometimes later. Always with a new excuse. Deadline. Client dinner. A team meeting that ran long. Her phone was suddenly off limits. A new passcode. Always face down. Notifications silenced. When I asked, she smiled and said she just wanted to unplug more. A noble goal maybe, but the timing felt calculated. I tried to ignore it. Tried to be the trusting husband. Miriam was magnetic. Beautiful in a way that pulled people in, warm, witty, with a spark that made rooms orbit around her. Of course people would admire her. Of course someone might flirt. But why joke about it? Why keep the game going unless there was something, someone behind it? That thought burrowed into me. Nested and grew. Every laugh, every glance at her phone, every vague answer added fuel to a fire I was desperate to smother. Then came the night her phone buzzed nonstop while she showered. It sat on the nightstand, taunting me. The screen lit up with notifications I couldn't see. I told myself not to look. That I trusted her. That this was all in my head. But trust doesn't tremble. Picked it up. Then I remembered the shared iPad we let the kids use. Her Apple ID still logged in. Within minutes I had her passcode. My hands shook as I typed it in. And then the phone opened, and with it my world collapsed. There he was. Alex. Colleague. One she'd mentioned casually. Too casually. Dozens of texts. Hundreds. Photos. Voice notes. A whole second life, hidden in plain sight. The messages were painfully intimate. Full of longing, of declarations of love, of inside jokes and hotel rendezvous. Explicit messages that made my stomach turn and my hands go numb. The woman in those texts wasn't my wife. Or maybe she was. And I had simply never seen her without the mask. I sat on the edge of the bed, the water still running in the bathroom. Her humming floated through the door, light and carefree, while I drowned in betrayal. I placed her phone back on the nightstand, face down, exactly how she'd left it. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed to understand just how deep the lie went. Over the next week I played the part. Smiled. Listened. I kissed her goodnight. All the while I was collecting. Logging into her emails. Installing a keylogger on her laptop. Saving every message, every photo, every plan they made for a future I wasn't a part of. I read about their weekend getaway. The one she said was a work conference. I read how he called her his escape. How they laughed about fooling me. Then I found it, the place where it all began. Their first secret dinner. A little restaurant downtown. I made a reservation. For 2. Under my name. And another 1 hour later. Under his. I invited Miriam to dinner that night, telling her I'd planned something special for our anniversary. She lit up, a glow I hadn't seen in years. But I knew now it wasn't for me. That night she looked stunning. Her hair done, makeup perfect, her perfume like a memory I could no longer hold on to. We sat at our table. She smiled and made small talk. I nodded and pretended. Until Alex walked in. I saw his eyes scan the room, searching for her. Then confusion, recognition, panic. I stood, pushing my chair back with a scraping sound that cut through the soft murmur of the dining room. "Alex," I said calmly. Too calmly. "So good of you to join us." Miriam's head snapped toward the entrance. Her face drained of color. I pulled her phone from my coat pocket. "I believe this belongs to you, Miriam. Or should I say, my wife?" The whispers. Forks paused midair. Alex froze, stammering. Miriam's lip trembled. I tossed a stack of printed texts onto the table. Pages and pages of proof. "Here's your secret," I said, loud enough for every curious ear nearby. For everyone to see. The hush in the room was deafening. "You lied to me," I continued. "You betrayed our vows. You treated me like a fool." I turned to Alex, my eyes cold. "And you knew she was married. You just didn't care." I leaned in, voice low and sharp. "Your wife might care though." I dropped another folder into his lap, this one addressed to his home. Every sordid detail included. The chaos that followed was blurred. Miriam sobbing. Alex trying to flee. A manager rushing over. But I had already done what I came to do. I walked out. Not with revenge. Not with satisfaction. But with clarity. The following months were a haze of legal proceedings, depositions, and signatures that carved the final lines under a life I thought I'd built with love. I moved out. Sold the house. Started over in a small apartment that didn't echo with her lies. The pain never left. Not really. But in the quiet I found peace. I had faced the truth. Unmasked the betrayal. And walked away. Not with everything but with my self-respect intact. The scars remain. But they remind me of what I endured. What I overcame. And most of all, that I will never ignore a joke again.